A few of you out there thinking, oh, this is a good chance to phone up and have my say. If that's you, we'd love to hear from you, all right? Because I've had a bet with my producer that a lot of you won't bother to phone up with this one, but he seems to think it's going to be something that loads of people want to have the say on. 03717223344. What is an assist, Benty? What is an assist?
Now, I get it, because you've seen people, as you said, Casemiro does a little clip, and then Rashford runs 60 yards with the ball, and that's an assist. Or you see people skewing shots. I think Salah's had a couple of those where he's gone to shoot, skewed it, and someone's tapped it in.
And you get an assist for that?
Of course you do. Get an assist for that. Listen, I don't mind the assist stat, if I'm honest. It's hard to kind of get a way of measuring assists. Like, you look at Kevin De Bruyne when he just clips some lovely balls in, and Haaland's just going, well, look how many goals he's got. He's just gobbling it all up. Obviously, they're proper assists, but that stat assist I've not got a problem with. When I was playing as a centre forward, I didn't pay too much kind of attention to that. Like, goals, for me, goals were my currency, and I think for a centre forward that should always be currency. If you're an attacking player who's supposed to get the goals should come at the very, very top of
course,
your stats. When you look at the stat sheet, you want to look how many goals you got at the end of the season. But there are stats out there that annoy me. Like, there's things like expected goals. That's probably the one that annoys me.
Expected goals. See, here's the thing. What are you meant to do with those stats? They mean nothing, do they? No. Expected goals. I
remember one, I think it might have been last season or the season before, Brighton, their expected stats, like expected goals stats, were skyrocketing at the very top, because they enter that final third a lot with the way that they play. But expected goals is expected. It's nothing.
It doesn't mean anything. What are you meant to do? Are we going? Has football gone a little bit too stat mad?
I wouldn't say it's gone stat mad, but that there's annoying. Scoring frequency, I quite like that.
Scoring for what? Like one in every 3 games?
No, it'll go like every 365 minutes they score a goal.
Again, what is that? What do you do with that?
No, but I don't mind that. Do you know what I mean? Because Haaland's must be ridiculous this season.
Can you read a player?
Yeah, of course. If your players score, if their scoring frequency is really low, it pretty much tells you.
When you see, there's one stat that I'm like, the running stat.
I don't mind the running stat.
He ran 8.4.
Yeah, it's good.
Why?
You need that.
But some teams like to sit and let the opponents have the ball, and other teams do the opposite.
No, but
a stat like that.
No, but you need that, because at least you need to have a gauge. That the manager always needs to have a gauge of who's working hard and who's not. Of course they do.
Players nowadays wear the vest, right?
Yeah. And the built-in GPS.
Right. All players?
Every single player, yeah.
Right. So if you've had a good game, but you've not really ran that far, but you've had a good game, right? And there are some players that aren't blessed with pace. The manager surely will not make a decision as to whether or not you're going to...
mad, but of course, if the team's struggling, like, say Everton, for instance, are struggling, and you look at the whole team's stats, their running stats, and he looks at Anthony Gordon's...
Yeah, but I can tell you that by watching Everton play. No, but you're not pulling your weight, lads.
No, but I get that. But when you can see it in detail, how many sprints they've done, how far they've run, I think that's vital.
Do you? I think you can get bogged down in it.
No.
Pre-assists.
That's ridiculous.
Sounds like a car.
Yeah,
I'm driving a pre-assist at the moment.
Get rid of that. I like key passes per game.
Can I ask? Sorry. A pre-assist is me passing to you.
And I get the assist.
You passing to Joe and he scores.
Yeah.
I get a pre-assist.
Ridiculous.
Okay, what other ones have you got?
So I've got a stat sheet in front of me, and there are loads, but there are things like Jules one. See, things like that, I don't mind them. I don't pay too much attention to them, like Jules run, successful dribbles.
Sorry, duels one.
Yes, total duels one.
What's a duel
like
in football?
Like if a ball drops, their tackles, like me putting a bit of pressure on you, getting the balls back from you. Header, duels.
Right, but then how do you know when it stops being a duel and he just got in there before him?
Well, they must have a way of measuring it.
Right.
I do. What I do like...
I think it's gone mad, the world now.
I like possession, right? Total passes.
Yeah, okay.
But the ones I like the final third entry. Because I'm sick and tired of final third entry.
What does that mean?
Because it's how many times they got into that final third to try and maybe... I'm sure that's how they gauge expected goals, by how many times you get into that final third.
What about heat map?
But do you know what I like? The most important stat for me, as a midfield player, when I started obviously playing, you look at the midfielder stats, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to see a midfielder that's got 100% partial completion, but 98% of these passes are backwards.
Yeah.
I want to see...
So again, misleading.
Yeah, but I want to see how many... But that's just on here, how many passes are forward. For a midfield player, I think that is pretty much everything. If they've got 100% pass completion and every pass is forward, that's good.
What do we as football fans do with this information?
Well, it's not really for football fans, though, is it?
Well, it is, because when you're in the pub having an argument about, who's got the most assists and everything.
Yeah, but assists... goals, assists, clean sheets, these are all fan football chat. I don't expect to go into a pub and speak to fans about, what about that expected goals? Or
no, I know.
I'll give you another one. Or, what about them errors leading to shots?
Hold on, say that again.
They've got all the errors.
Give me a name. Is there a name on that one?
Well, I've got Anthony Gordon's stats on, and at the minute, he hasn't given away any errors leading to shots.
So he's not made a mistake that's led to the opposition having a shot.
No, and he's obviously got 0.6 clearances per game.
So he doesn't, on average, have one clearance a game?
No, it just says, and obviously, all season, his percentages, clearances per game are 0.6.
See, I think football's gone a little bit stat mad.
Tackles per game, 2.1.
By the way, if that's true, I can see why Everton are at the bottom of the Premier League.
But no, I like accurate passes per game, I think is important. Key passes per game is important.
For who? Who's it important for?
Like midfield attack.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? When we sit down, you and I, and we talk about a player, right? I like the old days where you talk about that player, what his best attributes are, what you see.
Yeah.
But nowadays, that's it, right? But nowadays, when you watch the telly, and some shows on talkSPORT as well, they talk about all these stats, right? And you get bogged down. I don't think it necessarily matters. I don't think it makes a difference. For argument's sake, if you Arsenal bought a player, right, like Pepe, right? I don't know any of his stats, but let's just say he was one of the top. Oh, you're getting his stats, right? Let's just say he was one of the top assisters, right? Would you be called assister? As in he assists, right? You're looking at his stats.
Got him, yeah.
Okay, would that make any difference to how you feel about him when he joins your club?
Well, he's played 16 this season.
Yeah.
He started 14, 6 goals.
Right. Okay. The goals is the one. Yeah.
His scoring frequency is 210 every 210 minutes.
Right.
Which is better than Anthony Gordon's.
Yeah. But does all this mean he's a better player or a worse player?
He's having a good season. Shots per game 2.6.
Right.
I mean, it's a lot of stats.
Yeah. Give me the worst stat on that page, as in the one that makes no sense whatsoever.
All right. So the worst stat on here would be.
I don't mean the numbers. I mean the one that you look at and go, "What are you talking about?" Like most touches with his left foot before his right foot or something.
Accurate chip passes.
Accurate chip passes.
Yeah. Accurate chipped passes.
Go on.
71%.
That's quite good though. Okay.
talkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.